introduce the bill so I can tell him to. So I can tell him to not withdraw his bill and save face.
Again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like that we please settle down as we get ready to kickstart this.
Are you submitting any memo?
I'm not provide backup.
Try to
I'm glad to inform you that the number 3 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the guest of honor at these public hearings, President of the Senate,
do you have up to 2 seats there?
will be joining us in less than 5
All right,
minutes.
if you can.
Can we please settle down?
I came here yesterday.
Nice to meet you. You were supposed to be here. That was our expectation.
Please settle down. Please, I beg of you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished senators, I will please welcome the number 3 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President of the Senate, Chairman of the National Assembly.
I say welcome, but this is stand up.
Last.
Please let's remain standing. I will please have the national anthem.
That one you stand up for.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. As you take your seats, I'll be inviting the Chairman Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters to please give us the opening prayer. Distinguished Senator Michael Okoyemi Bamidele.
Sitting is called to order. Almighty God, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsel and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen.
Having done this opening prayer, I find it very pertinent at this juncture to establish the protocol to get these events underway. Your Excellency, distinguished Senator Dr. Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, CON, President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, who also doubles as a guest of honor of this public hearing. The Minority Leader of the Senate, the Deputy Leader Deputy Majority Leader of the Senate, Chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, distinguished Senator Michael Bamidele, members of the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, distinguished senators, representatives of the Chief of Army Staff, heads of agencies, both public and private, members of civil society organizations, human rights activists present, members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you this morning to this very important public hearing convened by the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters. This public hearing is on protection from internet falsehoods, manipulations and other related matters, Bill 2019. Welcoming you to today's event and to formally welcome welcome all of you formally to today's event. It is my honor and privilege to then invite very quickly the Senate Committee Chairman on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, distinguished Senator Michael Bamidele, to please approach the podium for his welcome remarks. Please let's welcome him with a resounding applause.
His Excellency, President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Ahmad Lawan, CON, Principal Officers of the 9th Senate, other distinguished colleagues who are here, including the sponsor of this bill, distinguished Senator Mohammed Sani Musa, representing Niger East. Very, very distinguished, eminent and highly esteemed Nigerians who are here as stakeholders from various walks of life, including the military, civil society organizations, the media, and other very key stakeholding platforms. Really, really thank you for your presence. And I say it is with great delight and a deep sense of responsibility that I, on behalf of members of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, warmly welcome our special guest of honor, His Excellency Senator Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, PhD, CON, the President of the Senate, to the occasion of the public hearing on the protection from internet falsehoods and manipulations and other related matters, Bill 2019. I am particularly happy that in spite of other pressing official engagements, Mr. President has found time to attend and declare this public hearing open. Mr. President, sir, you are most welcome and we sincerely appreciate your esteemed presence. I also want to profoundly thank distinguished principal officers of the Senate, our very respected stakeholders, members of the public and ladies and gentlemen of the press, without whose presence here today, these proceedings will be incomplete. Permit me to also recognize and appreciate Mr. Clement Nwankwo, the Director of Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, PLAD, for the tremendous support, collaboration, and engagement with the committee on several legislative fronts. You are all welcome, and we sincerely thank you for honoring an invitation to grace this occasion. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, let me make it clear from the onset that the National Assembly, as the bedrock and traditional custodian of constitutional democracy, charged with the sole responsibility of lawmaking, will not shirk in its mandate of making laws that will be acceptable and be able to stand the test of time for the advancement of our dear country, Nigeria. This is a legislative mandate and by extension, a contractual covenant with the people of Nigeria, which is encapsulated in Section 4, Subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, whereby the legislature is enjoined to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of the Federation or any part thereof. In our view, this is the hallmark of legislative functions, and it is not only sacrosanct and non-negotiable. It is performed through several mechanisms, such as bills, motions, representation, public hearings, oversight, and other legislative communications, and or information. It should be noted that it is through the instrumentality of public hearings that legislative committees, among other things, gather information and receive valuable contributions from the members of the public that enrich and enhance the legislative processes. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, we are aware of the interest generated by this bill when it was first introduced in the Senate, which has continued to take the center stage and dominate public discourse. In a nutshell, the Protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulations and Other Related Matters Bill 2019, which was tagged the Social Media Bill, seeks to, among other things, make provision for a legal framework to regulate and control the use of Internet and its intermediaries in the transfer of information in Nigeria. The objectives of the proposed legislation, as stated, are as follows. A, to prevent the transmission of false statements, declaration of facts in Nigeria, and to enable measures to be taken to counter the effects of such transmission. B, to suppress the financing, promotion, and other support of online locations that repeatedly transmit false statements and declaration of facts in Nigeria. C, to enable measures to be taken to detect, control, and safeguard against coordinated, inauthentic behavior and other misuses of online accounts and bots. D, to enable measures to be taken to enhance disclosure of information concerning paid content directed towards a political end. And E, to sanction offenders. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is as a result of the interest that the bill has generated that the committee, after wide consultations and with the leadership, with the support and approval of the leadership of this Ninth Senate, under the watch of His Excellency Senator Dr. Ahmad Lawan, resolved to conduct this public hearing to collate the views of stakeholders. Undoubtedly, this legislative process is painstaking, and the committees, as the engine room of the legislature, treat it with the greatest seriousness and due regard. In this connection, it should, in unmistaken terms, the views of stakeholders matter to us, because without your participation, this process will be incomplete and will not be in tandem with our promises to Nigerians as reflected in the legislative agenda of the 9th Senate. This, of course, is the beauty of democracy, and these collaborative efforts that we have embarked upon would enhance seamless and smooth deliberations on this proposed legislation. The inclusivity in the legislative process is further reinforced